joining us, and Cindy Marshall. We of course have Deb C's and Jennifer Polston and myself, Christina Heinen, here on the call. Because we don't have a quorum, we can't approve the minutes, but does anybody have any questions on the minutes, any comments on the minutes, anything I should add in?
I don't.
Okay. Moving on, legislation recommendations. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss?
I do not at this point.
Any idea on the city council making any type of a move towards doing away with BSL?
So it looks like we just got joined by Mr. Watkins.
All right.
I can answer that one.
Yes, go
Have
ahead.
you seen any pigs flying?
Does a dog have ears? I guess that's the wrong answer though, isn't it?
Yeah, because dogs have ears.
Yeah.
But you probably aren't seeing any pigs flying, are you?
Not recently.
Me neither. Okay, what did I miss? Did I miss anything?
We are 1 minute into the meeting. All you have missed essentially is roll call. We had just talked about a couple of the minutes, but because we did not have a quorum at the time, we were going to wait to approve those. Do you have any changes, or would you like to call for a motion?
I do not have any changes. And yes, I'm calling for a motion.
So moved.
To approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
It is approved at 3:07.
All right. How about legislation recommendations? Is that what we were on when I called in?
That is what we were on, and Cindy had just asked a question about BSL.
Okay. Yeah, things did not go extraordinarily well. I only had two questions, one from the mayor and one from Councilmember Lucy. And everybody else just looked like deer in the headlights. So when we did our presentation.
I have nothing on legislation recommendations.
Okay. Cindy?
Nothing here.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Yeah. Not hearing anything. Okay, we can go to program funding, which I think kind of leads us into the Prop P, doesn't it?
Yes. That'll be a big part is the council requests a semi-annual update on sales tax and now use tax funding from the various oversight committees because the Jackson County Animal Welfare Committee provides oversight for Prop P. I went ahead and drafted a report for your use. If you want any changes to it, all you have to do is ask. I'm more than willing to make any changes you would like. Most of the reports, I went back and I looked in all honesty at old examples from the police department, from parks, from street sales tax, to see what they had done and mimicked a little bit of that. They don't have to be a long report. It's pretty short. I was told late Friday afternoon that the council has decided that instead of having an informational piece, they would now like to be an in-person presentation from the different oversight committees on October 26th. So we'll also need a volunteer to present. I've also went ahead and I started drafting a PowerPoint presentation for whoever the lucky person is to present to the council that evening.
Okay. Well, I know that I will not be able to attend because I was already approached about doing the street sales tax presentation, and I'm, you know, on the 26th, I'm not available, so. Anybody else that can do that presentation that evening?
I don't feel like I'm up to snuff enough to do it, quite frankly.
Okay. Is it Cindy? Are you available that evening?
What day of the week is it? I don't have my calendar in front of me.
It should be a Monday night.
It is a Monday night. It'll be a Monday evening at 6 p.m.
No.
Usually they last until 7.
No, I wouldn't. Sorry.
Mhm.
I can go ahead and I'll reach out to Linda and I'll reach out to Vance and see if one of them would be available.
Okay. That would be good. Did everybody get a chance to look at the information on the Prop P?
Yes.
And any questions on this, or questions, concerns?
Well, the question I would have, Mr. Chairman, is, has this COVID, what kind of effect did it had on sales tax collections this year?
Well, I would imagine that it was positive for this, because this was based on internet sales.
Yes, so the use tax has done extremely well on its collections. So they're expecting to bring in quite a lot of money during our year. Sales tax, surprisingly, at least for the first half of the year, was not down as they believed it might be. And a lot of that was because they were actually seeing increased sales at like building stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards. Those places were doing some record sales, along with grocery stores and a few other different groups were actually making a lot of money and bringing in a lot of sales tax. Of course, other more traditional brick and mortar stores were not doing as well. But for those groups, they were doing quite well.
Good.
I wonder how much of that was toilet paper sales.
I guess I was a little bit confused. At the last meeting, you said that the Prop P tax was $650,000. I thought that was each quarter, but it was for the 6 months. Is that correct?
Yes, it was for the 6 months for the collection that we brought in from the state from January through the end of June.
And that was the shelters portion, so that was half of it, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then July through August, it was the 384.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Any other questions on this?
Explain me. Yeah. Sorry.
Any other questions on this? I have one. Why is the sewer so much more than the water?
So that issue comes up for some of our residents also. There is an additional sewer charge that's factored in because there was a judgment in an additional basin, I believe, that needed to be built. So for, I want to say it's the next 20 years, but please do not quote me on that. There's an additional charge for essentially every line to help cover that unexpected expense. So if you will actually look at your own bill, a lot of people see the same.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, any other questions on program funding or comments or anything? No, not hearing any.
Not
Okay.
here, not on this end, sir.
Okay. Animal control numbers. Everybody had an opportunity to review those.
Yes.
Cindy?
Somewhat. I've been busy. But yeah, somewhat I did.
Okay. Okay. Did anybody have any questions on those?
I did not, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Cindy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then let's move on to other discussion. Anybody have anything else they would like to discuss?
Well, while I have a moment, I guess I'll go ahead and share. In November, we have 2 dates where we plan on doing microchip clinics and rabies vaccination clinics in Fairmount at the community center. Jennifer's on here. She's going to correct me when I get the dates wrong. This November 7th and 21st, I believe, are our 2 dates. There's a little blurb in the city scene about it. Yes, the 7th and the 21st. So we plan on doing those and hoping that we can get there essentially where a lot of people are and where there's the need for some clinics. I believe on the 7th we're doing cats, and on the 21st we're doing dogs to try to make it a little less chaotic during the clinic. But we will be putting out more information, especially on our Facebook page about that, and trying to get as many people out there as possible.
That sounds good.
So will the shelter go ahead and register those microchips, or will it be up to the individuals to register them?
We'll register them.
Okay, good.
Yeah. We want to make sure they actually, I mean this in the best possible way, but we want to make sure they actually get registered. We know that sometimes, let's all be honest, you set that paperwork off to the side and then you forget about it, and we don't want that to be the case. So we'll make sure that everything gets registered.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
I've got a question on the found reports, which I guess you started doing when COVID came into play. Rather than taking the dog or cat into the shelter, it goes back home with the finder. When an animal is lost by the finder, how is that reported?
Now, was the question when the animal is lost by the finder?
When the finder comes in and you send the animal back home with the finder, the found report is done, and the finder loses the animal, how is that reported in with your numbers?
I was going to say, hold on. Jennifer's coming to reply.
Sorry, I had another screen up there that was blocking my button and mute. So I believe that there is an option listed, lost before reunited or something. So there's options listed automatically in there as the reasons to select. I would have to look for sure. Those reasons are they're like preset by Pet Point, but I think there's something in there to that effect.
I didn't see any reported in with your with the numbers that were provided.
Jennifer may know. I was unaware of a finder losing an animal after making a report.
I think there were 2 that I know of.
Well, if so, they never followed up with us, is the honest answer,
That is
or?
part of it too. Sometimes we can't get a hold of the people to get that information back, and we're finding that if sometimes they're, well, I mean, whatever the outcome is, they're very hard to get a hold of some of those people.
I know twice the owners had tried the very next morning to get their dog back, and the finder had already lost the dog.
I mean, I'll be honest, we've had cases since before COVID where someone finds one of our dogs, they're keeping hold of it. We had one that was famous for jumping fences, and so they did not realize that. The finder found the dog, contacted us, put it in their backyard, and then it promptly, of course, jumped their fence and ran off. I mean, the best of intentions, and we know it.
There is an option on here that lists animal escaped.
Anything else on this?
Not
Cindy?
here.
Any other questions?
Not on this end, sir.
All right, Cindy, anything from you?
I don't think so. Thank you.
Okay. I do have one quick question pertaining to your microchip. The way it's going to be done, you're going to get the information or the shelter will get the information and will register. That's correct, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, is the shelter going to act as a backup in case whomever, say a vet recovers it, does the scan, finds there's a microchip, gets a hold of the company, whoever the company may be, and then they're not able to get a hold of the owner to retrieve the animal, is the shelter going to have backup information?
Most microchip companies do have listed essentially who they sold the microchip to, who was the implant location. So that information will be in there as the shelter. We always try to ask whenever we are adopting out an animal that's microchipped for not only that person's number, but an emergency number, that backup number to go in.
Right.
We're going to ask the same thing at these clinics. I can't promise you everybody's going to do that, but the shelter, because we're the ones who purchased it and we're the ones who are implanting it, we will always be somehow linked to that microchip.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know. All right. Well, any other questions?
Yeah, I do have a question on the microchips. Do you recommend that the owner double check their information with the microchip company once it's been
Implanted? Yes.
implanted and filed with the microchip company? Because I know, I mean,
yes. To
around.
answer your question, yes, I tell them myself, my spiel I always had for people was, as soon as you get home, please double check this. Here's all the information to double check. Here's the website. Here's the microchip number. There's a good chance I fat fingered something. So please make sure I didn't transpose your phone number.
Yeah.
We know it happens, and then we remind them that they're probably going to get an email at least once a year asking them, is Sinatra's information up to date? Please double check. And that they should take those seriously and remember to update information as they move, or as they change phone numbers or emails, whatever it is.
Do you know if there's a fee that the owners have to pay for the to keep the information updated? Do you know?
At least for our microchips, no, there's not a fee. They will try to sell you additional insurance and other things, but there is not a fee. I cannot tell you for other microchip companies if there's a fee, but I know the one we use, there is not.
Okay, good.
Anything else?
Nothing here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Cindy. I guess we can call this meeting to adjournment.
Thank you.
Unless somebody has. Thank you all, staff, for all your work. Appreciate you, all of you. So.
All right, signing off here.
Thank you.
All
You guys have a good day.
All right, everybody be safe and careful, please.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, be careful.
You too. Have a good weekend.